that paper in there, gentlemen. I didn't know anything about Kemetic history, but I tried my best to attack the issue at the time off of what little bit I did know. Fucked around and got a C, maybe a B, deserved an A, but because I was pressing those issues, you know, I had to get in trouble.
Yeah, they'll change your grade if you talk about something they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Kofi done snuck it in on us. Watch your
Yeah,
mouth,
snuck
watch
it
your
in.
mouth, fellas. Watch your mouth.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was like, damn, you done snuck it in.
I'm standing on my capital P, Sutekh. Standing on my capital P.
That oh boy, sugar free.
Yeah. Peace, y'all. Give us just a second, man. We finna get started. Well, shoot. Hey, Sutekh, go ahead and start sharing the show, man. Share them in all the different platforms, man. For us, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, man. Peace, Coach One. Peace, Sister Thea. Peace, Sister. Peace. Peace. I'm just gonna share it on my timeline real quick, and then y'all can share it. I'm gonna go ahead and play this for the people real quick. Let me go back in here and share my screen. Share my screen. Where I wanna go right here. Let's see. Enlarge. Oh man, I'm giving all my stuff away too early. I got a question, y'all. Did y'all hear that? Because I got my headphones on. I know that nobody probably heard it. Y'all heard it?
I ain't hear nothing.
I ain't hear nothing.
I was over here making my own commentary and just laughing in my head, being silent.
Oh man, hold on. Let me take my thing out. I'm gonna run it back, man.
I know my imagination is just purely evil, though. I'm sitting over here laughing, thinking what it would be like to be over there, and they sending me through a rites of passage, and was like, son, you can't come back home until you have a lion.
Let me play this first, man.
All right.
Sorry, y'all. All right. Oh man, that was funny. I know I was hearing it sounding good in the headphones. I'm like, ain't nobody else heard that, but yeah, peace and Black African power. ETM Hotel, Dua Dua. Dua Aku, Dua Netcher, Fatmu Lafayette, Fatmu Iwa Pele, Fatmu Riwi, Majuba Iba E Gungun, Majuba Iba E Gungun, Majuba Iba E Lagba, Majuba Iba E Lagba. I want to give first. I want to give honor and praises into the true and living ancestors. I also want to give extend honor and praises to our true and living. Like I said, true and living ancestors. Our ancestors, because we are our ancestors. But I also want to extend honor and praises to our true and living elders out there, according to African traditions. I always say that when I start the show off, and definitely today. Am I still sharing my screen, y'all?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Definitely hold on, let me put this on. I'm gonna do this. Damn. All right, let me put it on full screen speaker. All right, yeah, definitely you know, I always say I'm always extending honor and praises to the true and living ancestors according to African tradition. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit today. We also gonna talk about our newest member, the Kofi Piesie research team, and we're gonna talk about the new book. I got T'Challa Bangara on the panel. I got Vasa Nicolo Gullah on the panel. I got Satepan Ra Mariaman. I got my brother Sutekh, Akande, Oluwa, and our newest member, brother Christopher Marshall. I'll let everybody introduce themselves, and after they introduce themselves, brother Chris, you go last because you.
Okay.
You know. So y'all go ahead.
All right, I'll kick it off. Peace to everybody that's tuned in. Peace to all my good brothers on the panel. Yeah, this show definitely was excited about this one. You know, we got our new brother joining us. We got the new book coming out. New. Kofi Piesie research team is here, right? KPRT. We in the building. Love y'all. Keep supporting.
Peace, peace. Say Lafayette, Lafayette AB. Peace, family. Peace to those that are watching with us. Peace to those who will view this in the archives. Please like and share the show. To those that are like-minded and will enjoy the information that we are about to present. Peace.
Peace to the brothers on the panel. Peace to everybody in the chat. Hope y'all enjoy this show. Be on the lookout. Get y'all pre-orders in for that volume 2. And welcome to brother Chris to the team.
That's a Tipperary. Oh, I was asking everybody to introduce themselves.
Yeah, I did. My bad. I didn't even say my name.
Oh, go ahead. Say your name. That's the Satepan Mary Aman.
Yep. Vasa need to go still, though.
Yeah, go ahead. Vasa.
What's going on, everybody? Peace to the panel. Peace to the listening audience, both present and future. And I'm ready to hear where this presentation is going, as always. Peace to everyone. Put some smiles on, like, share, and support.
Yeah, well, now we're going to introduce our newest member to the team, brother Christopher Marshall. You can introduce yourself, tell the people about yourself, man. You know, your specific expertise and whatever you want to talk about, man, before we get into the bill.
Okay. I am, Christopher Marshall of the, Omni African, collective, and now, the Kofi, Piesie, research team. Peace to, the squad. Peace to, the research team. Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace to, all of YouTube and everybody out there. And I mean, my expertise is mainly, like military strategy, political strategy, organizational structure, and, research, methodology. A lot of the stuff I was reading kind of deals with human behavior, human psychology. I started off in the West, but I've been, really getting heavy with, like the Wade Nobles, the Amos Wilson. Then I know a lot of the history of, the Black Panther Party, and I think a lot of people would kind of is sad about people demonizing them so much, is that a lot of that history is psychology, sociology, military strategy. So once I really got heavy with that, I realized that sector of information just deals with a lot of stuff that we need. And then as I got into that, I just had to, return to the source. And as I returned to the source, that's kind of what led me here. Because after we, learn, everybody, else's stuff, we gotta learn our own stuff.
Yeah. Hold on, that's my wife text me. I had to tell her later, yeah. But yeah, that's brother Chris Marshall. Y'all gonna be seeing a lot of him. Y'all's gonna be seeing him on a couple of other publications that we got coming out before we even get to volume 3. We know he's definitely gonna be on volume 3. And in between the volume 3, we got 3 publications coming out outside of volume 3, which we'll be talking about. And out of those other 3, he's going to be on 2 of those, which we'll be talking about here probably in the next couple of weeks also. But again, like my brother said, please like and share the show. Share the show with people that are, like my brother Sutekh said, that are like-minded. And just share the show with people that, are going to be interested and appreciate the information that we present on this channel. You don't have to share it if, like a lot of times we share stuff and we know people not gonna, tune in or whatever the case may be. And, that's the prerogative, because we over here, we are a research team. We're not an entertainment channel. We're not a circus community. Over here, we gonna practice good behavior. We gonna respect each other. You know what I'm saying, and we gonna deliver the information. You know what I'm saying, in the right way. So again, like I said, I know people may say we bored, and that's cool. I accept being bored and whatever. I accept being bored and compromising myself, or the team compromising themselves just to get more views, to talk down on somebody or disrespect somebody's family, you know what I'm saying, or attack someone's character or stroke someone's ego. So that ain't what we're about over here at KofiPiesie.tv.com. Kofi Piesie research team is all about demonstrating and setting the right example. We're going to be talking about, like I said, we'll talk a little bit more about the book. Let me share my screen real quick. I'm going to share my screen. Share my screen. All right. Let's go. I don't want to see that no more. Let me know when my screen's sharing, y'all.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Let me go back over here. All right. Again, peace to everybody in the chat. Peace to my wife. You're going to have to change that on there. She got to change her last name. She is not a Tobias. She's a Nelson. So peace to my wife. Peace to Travis Walker. Peace to Coach One Time. Peace to my good sister Sophie. Peace to ALC, UNIA. Peace to Sister Athena. Peace to Detro 0861. There's some more other people in here. I guess they hadn't spoken, but peace to those that's watching is not even communicating in the chat. But peace and love. Peace to those that may be watching this in the archives. Let me move this down. We're gonna be building on a conversation I've been wanting to have. People know I did a presentation, I don't know on which channel, I don't know if it was on Kofi Piesie TV, or I think it was on Mossi Warrior Clan, where I talk about the elders. And I wrote an article on Kofi Piesie Written Composition, my blog site, about the elders. But let's talk, who told you that you are my elders? We hear this a lot, that, you know, people say, don't be attacking my elder, or that's my elder. And, you know, to me, just because that's your elder does not make it my elder. And again, when I say I always give honor and praises to the true and living ancestors, and according to African traditions, because we look at everything from an African worldview or from an African world perspective. So that's what we look at. So when I look at certain individuals who deem themselves to be elders, or people giving these titles to people that don't even deserve these papers, I'm like, that's not my elder. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I look at the things that they do, I look at the things that they say, I look at the things that they are not doing. So let's talk about it, man. Who told you that you are my elder? Hold on. All right, again, before I get started, please go, and I'll reiterate this again. I'll be reiterating this for now. Please go and subscribe to all the channels, please. Kofi Piesie Research Team, Kofi Piesie TV, Mossi Warrior Clan, Niger Valley Civilization, Chronicles. Brother, how you say your channel? The Chronicles of what?
It's Chronicles of Nygahtry.
Chronicles of Nygahtry.
Yeah.
Kofi Piesie, well, shoot, that's the brand, that's the team. Seshew, Netcher, and Omni African Collective. These are all our other different platforms that we also operate on. Peace, brother. Everything is everything. All right. We'll get back to that a little bit later. We'll talk more about that book a little bit later. Both books a little bit later. I always have to put a disclaimer out here before I get started. That's just me. My disclaimer is I am not a teacher, but merely a student sharing information. That information provided is for the educational purpose only. And if you are in doubt, do the research or have it qualified by some, do the research or have it verified by someone qualified. I reserve the rights to change the focus of this presentation, to shut down, sell, or exchange the terms, or use at my own discretion. All trademark, design rights, copyrights, registered names, mottos, logos, avatars, the signals or marks used or cited by this website or the property of respective owners. I reserve the right to add information as it comes available, or adapt, changes, improve information as it comes available in the future. Inputs wanted, changes, additions, deletions are encouraged. Everybody know this is my saying. As I learn, we all learn. I stand by this saying. The team stands by this saying. And be looking out for the future project. I just get out of the way. As I learn, we all learn. Be on the lookout for a publication coming real soon. Also, let's get this culture. You know, this is what we stand on too. Let's get this culture. We know our culture has been under attack for centuries. So over here on Kofi Piesie TV and Mossi Warrior Clan YouTube channel, we're going to get you back familiar with your culture. We're going to get you get your self-esteem back in order with your culture. Because anytime we mention anything that's dealing with African culture, we tend to demonize it because we have not been fully educated on it, or we have acknowledged and participated in the propaganda behind it. We must not let our ancestors down is another one of my phrases that I like to use. Over here, we're not gonna let our ancestors down. Over here, we're gonna make our ancestors proud over here. All right. In additional traditional African society, as well as embedded within the values. Hold on, let me see some. I hope I hadn't messed anything up. Okay. All right. In traditional African societies, as well as embedded within the value systems of the contemporary African community worldview, to live to an old age is considered a blessing. Eldership is, however, more than mere aging. Do y'all hear that? So eldership is in an African way of life, or in the perspective of African culture. Aging is being older does not consider you to be an elder. The difference is important to understand. Being an elder is the fundamental difference from just being old. in regards to ATR's African traditional religion, or Kimoyo, a term that Asar Mka presented on Kimoyo. So we're gonna throw out, people know my perspective on African traditional religion, African religion, ATRs. I think we need to throw that away. And the term that Asar came up with Kimoyo, even before he come up with the term Kimoyo. If you go back and look at the Killmonger's Corner book, I did a chapter in that. Even I did a whole thing dealing with African traditional religion, how it actually came into conception. I talks about those different terms and where those terms comes from. But Kimoyo means vitalism. The purpose of practicing of eldership is found in spiritual meanings and eldership. Now, there is 3 steps and a process that one must take to become an elder, which they are. I talk about this also in both articles and in the chapter. Rites of passages are stages of life. You got birthing right, the adult right, marriage right, elder and eldership right, the ancestor/death right. Now, you also have these are just one of the 5. I just tell y'all, these are the 5 ones that most speak about, and most ethnic groups. Again, there are over 3,300 different ethnic groups in Africa, and even though they the same, they are different. And you also have to take in consideration scarification as another right. So you may see that somewhere if you go to the Omo Valley, they practice scarification over there. So you will see that their rites of passage may deal with scarification. Tattooing. Also, you go to East Africa, South Africa. We're so many places in Africa, different ethnic groups, part of their rites of passage may deal with tattooing. But the major ones that just you will see most of the time is the birthing / naming right, the adult right, the marriage right, the eldership right, and the ancestors right. So these are the steps or stages or processes that you have to go to in order to become an elder. All right, the process of initiation concerning undergoing the fundamental sets of rites to start a new phase of beginning of life. So we know that rites of passage are nothing but different demarcation stages of life, or different development stages in your life. It marks the passage from one phase in life to the next more mature phases. Initiation fundamental has to do with transformation and has been central components of traditional African culture since time immemorial. The details of the rites varies among different societies, but these rites are nevertheless basic components of the society, as they help guide the person from one stage in life into the next stage of one's life and development. That is from birth to death and beyond. Excuse me. Rites of eldership. I'm gonna move through these things fast so we can kind of build on them. Rites of eldership. So let's talk about the rites of eldership. Now, like I said, in order to be an eldership, to be an elder in African culture, there are different processes, different stages that you have to go through, different development stages that you have to go through in order to become an elder. And like I said, a lot of these people that we reclaim, that are reclaimed elders, or who we calling elders, is not elders because they have not been through the process. Because if they've been through the process, then you would be able to distinguish when someone says they are an elder. Okay, well, yes, that is an elder. But like I said, a lot of people are not elders in our community. They are olders. So now we have to start in our community to distinguish an elder from an older. So when people say that's my elder, man, we got to respect the elders. I say that's not my elder. He's an older. He's not an elder. But we'll get into that. The rites of eldership is the 4th major initiation rite, and it is an important component of initiation systems because it is the elder who represents traditions and the wisdoms of the past. In African culture, there is a fundamental distinction. A fundamental distinction that is made, that has to be made between an elder and an older person. So again, everybody is not an elder. You have a lot of elders in this so-called conscious social media community, or even outside of the conscious social media community, because this thing is brung about not only because of the people that I see that's claiming themselves to be elders in our community, but just the conversation that I have around the way with people saying that they are elders and respect your elders when they are, to me, it's not an older. But I'll explain that a little bit later if you want me, so I can go into depth of why I call certain people elders. An older person has simply lived a long life than most people, but is not considered one who deserves high praises and respect. This is because the older person's life has been a positive, has not been a positive example for the community. And like I said over here, Kofi Piesie, our research team, we are not an entertaining team. This is not an entertaining platform over here. And we over here are going to set the right example over here. We're going to set the right example over here. This is because an older has not been a positive example for the community. And we know a lot of people in this social media conscious community has not been a positive example, has not set a positive example for our children. An older person could be a thief, a drunk, or a evil person, or could be someone who's never married or had no children. And thus these examples would certainly prevent a person from being considered a respected elder. Now, these, like I said, some people outside of this social media conscious community in our everyday lives, like I said, can be older. So if I'm walking on the corner, just because an individual is older than me and he's sitting on the corner and all day he's getting drunk, he's not setting an example. He's not my elder. Someone who is older than me, who is in our community pushing poison, is not an elder to me. He is an older to me. Someone who is older than me but disrespect his wife by putting his hands on her and call her all types of derogatory names is not my elder. He's older. Someone who is older than me that's not handling his business and taking care of his children is a older to me and not a elder. Someone in this conscious community who is pushing pseudoisms is not a elder to me. He is a older. Someone who is disrespecting our women at an all-time high in this conscious social media community is not a elder to me. He is a older to me. Someone who is constantly cussing individuals out on their platform that is older to me is a older and not a elder to me. So we have to look at these things when we look at, and people who wing things, people that are older than me that wings things on the fly, just talks about things on the fly that they know it's not truth, that is pushing false narrative, that is pushing mistruth. It's not an elder, but an older to me. Also, when you deal with African culture and tradition, when it says someone who's never been married and someone who has no children. Now, again, I talk about a stage and I talk about a process. So we talk about the rites of the rites of passages or the demarcation stages of life. One is the birthing / naming right. The second is the adult right, which we'll talk about. The third is we'll just say marriage, but we know circumcision is also a part of the rites of passages too, which I left out. I said scarification, tattooing, but circumcision is also, but some ethnic groups practice circumcision, some ethnic groups doesn't practice circumcision. So you have the marriage, which I say is the most important right out of all of them, because when you talk about marriage, you have to talk about procreation. You can't talk about procreation without talking about marriage. And we know in African culture that it is frowned upon, especially if someone, and your marriage is not even in some ethnic groups, not all, but in majority, if you get married, your marriage is not even recognized to your community or your clan or your tribe until you have a child, because we know children are an asset, which I talk about in Spears of the Mossi, Volume 1, a historical survey in the minds of African world scholars, Volume 1. So if you hadn't got that work, please go get that piece of work. So, you know, someone, you know, is frowned upon, a woman or a man is frowned upon if they're not married. But these are just some things that I'm saying because it, you know, these are some of the stages that you have to go through in order to be an elder. And these examples would certainly prevent a person from being considered a respected elder. An elder or any other hands in someone who is given the highest status in African culture because he or she lives a life of purpose. And there is nothing more respected than a living and proposable life. The life of an elder is centered in the best tradition of the community and in someone who has gone through all of the previous three rites of three rites is a living model for other groups in the society emulated. And the elder is given the highest status along with new infants because these two groups represents, hold on, I got to move this thing here so I can see the rest of it, represents the closest link of wisdom of the spirit world. All right, these here is just an image right here, just a clan of elders in Cameroon. Great elders, Majuba Iba Ilakba, Majuba Iba Ilakba, just giving honor and praises to these elders because they have, you know, have been granted the right, or they have made suitable proficiencies in order to be called a elder. They have been recognized by their community as elders. So these are clans of elders in Cameroon. And we can't forget about the women, neither, because women are elders. These are royal elders in Ghana. These women are elders, meaning they have met the suitable proficiencies in order to be elders. They have met the suitable proficiencies to be recognized in their community as elders. All right, rights of adulthood. So let's talk about the rights of adulthood because some, you know, people thinking that when you dealing with these rites of passages, again, in order to, there's different there are different demarcation stages of life. These are different developments, development stages. And like I said, we need these rites of passages back in our community. And I'm working on something. Well, I actually not working on it, but it's coming soon. I've been talking about a rites of passage book, and I also been talking about modernizing the rites of passages. And in 2021, I will be dropping a rites of passages book, and I will be having won't be just from my ideas, but from the groups and from people in general, how I come up with modernizing these rites of passages. So when you start to see me asking questions and getting people inputs and people opinions about certain things, especially dealing around the rites of passages, dealing around the way we think, the way we treat our people, how we treat our children, how we treat our women, and so forth. It'll be for that sole purpose of collecting data and information from people and then coming up with a best way of modernizing these rites of passages, because we definitely need these rites of passages. But the adulthood, which is one process in order to be an elder, right? And a lot of people think when we deal with these rites of passages that the only thing that you're talking about is one, becoming an adult. That is the only thing a child who now is going through something in order to become an adult, which is true. But there's much, much more when it comes to these rites of passages. There are many stages within these rites of adulthood before you even get to a circumcision rite, or even before. Sometimes the circumcision rite is involved in a young man or a young woman becoming an adult, which is many much more things that they have to learn and go through in order to be recognized in their community or clan or tribe as an adult. But here it says the rights of an adult is the second major initiation rite and is nowadays the most popular among the sets of rights. Most people today assume that the rites of passages only refers to initiations into adulthood, which, like I said, there's much, much more. And as they often not aware that adult rites are only one set of rites within a large system of rites. So there is, again, a lot much more within these adult rites. So it's not just one male or female phasing into adulthood. There are different things that they have to go through in order to become adult. And then once they become adult, they still is a process that they have to go through, the same thing as, you becoming what is it? A junior, a sophomore, a senior, and etc. So, you're a sophomore, a junior, junior adult, sophomore adult, and then you becoming a senior adult. So it is much, much more than just being initiated to become an adult. They often are not aware that the adult rights are only one set of rights within a large system of rights. Adulthood rights are usually done at offset puberty ages around 12 and 13. So, and again, I talked about this earlier, that when you deal with becoming an adult, which I'll talk about in another slide, where we deal with over here, to be an adult over here is 18 or 21, where we look at it and say, okay, well, he's legal now, or she's legal now, she's 18, she's out of school, or he's 21 now, he can buy alcohol, he can buy cigarettes, so he is an adult. So now we look at these people as an adult. But when you deal with different ethnic groups in Africa, around 12 and 13 years of age in many cultures, but you have some, it may be 14 to 16. It just varies with whatever ethnic group that it may be. Hold on, y'all. Let me log back into this other laptop. Nah, I'll be all right. But there is nothing automatically about being a productive member of society, nor is there anything particularly difficult about transitioning from a child to an adult. This transition to adulthood is exceedingly difficult in Western society because there is no system. I'm going to say that again. This transition to adulthood is exceedingly difficulty in Western society. We're talking about Western society. We talk especially over here in North America. Western societies, because there is no systems of adult rights and systematically guides and direct the young person through this important stages in his life and his or her life cycle. And there is no systems over here. You have some systems. You have some people that have organizations that are trying to implement some rites of passages or some of these demarcation stages to develop a young man or to develop a young male. But most of the time in our communities, we have no systems in place to develop our children. Therefore, this is one reason why they stray off on the wrong path, or even we have elders and we don't have elders in our community anymore. Everybody, because majority, and I'm speaking for me, majority of people that I see or that I speak to, I can't deem them to be elders because they are older than me. They are older. They are not my elders, because they do not set the right example. And I was having a discussion not too long ago with some elders, and a few years ago when I first moved back home, with some elders that was demonizing the youth, talking down on the youth, and it's, somewhat of their fault that the elders are running amok. But it's also, I blame the community too, because we don't have these different stages of development in place in our community to develop and mature our children. All right. In Western culture, adults is seen as the status achieved at the age of 18 to 21, and or simply when a person graduates from high school. Unfortunately, in most cases, there are fundamental guides of transformation from a child to an adult, and there is required expected. So, going right here, when our children graduate from school, already we don't have any of these systems in place to develop them, right? So when our children graduate, oh, she grown or he grown, so we deem them automatically to be adult, and we thinking that they're going to make the right decisions when they have not been developed. We have not developed them. We have not prepared them to go out into the world, to have children, to facilitate entrepreneurships or create businesses and to develop themselves and pass down wealth, or even to have a self-worth for themselves and a self-worth for the people around them. So we throw our children away. Okay, she's 18 or he's 18. We throwing them out the house. We thinking, okay, they're adults now. They out of school. That's incorrect. But in this Western standpoint of society, that's what we think. When here at the age of 18 or 21, they are recognized to be grown. But just because they are in age does not make them to be an adult, because we have not prepared them to be an adult, because we don't have these systems of adulthood set into place. And I'll talk a little bit more about some of these ethnic groups and what involves in them learning, or what do they do to develop and cultivate our children in order to be adult and to be recognized as an adult. So unfortunately, in most cases, there is no fundamental guidance in transformation from a child to an adult, which there is no fundamental guidance in most of our communities. From a child to an adult that is required or expected. This leaves it for a chance approaching adult development. It is the root of most teenagers and youth adult confusion, chaos, and uncertainty. When the youth reaches a certain age, somehow they are expected to be magically transformed into adults, even though they often receive very little guidance. And that is a fact. We talk down on our children when they make the wrong decisions because we have not developed them. We think when they become a certain age over here in Western society, 18 or 21, then they magically are an adult. They know exactly what to do when we haven't cultivated them. We have not taught them. We not have, educated them. We have not put them through the process, through the ringer, and etc. So these things become problematic in our community. Hold on. Damn, let me move this thing. On the other hand, African societies systematically initiate boys and girls. They often take young initiates out of the community and away from the concerns of everyday life to teach them all the ways of an adult, including rules and the taboos of society, moral instructions, moral instructions, moral instructions, moral instructions, moral instructions, and social responsibilities, and further clarifications of his and her missions of calling in life. So when you deal with, which, we can say that the adult right is also another important right. I always say that marriage is the most important and sacred right in African tradition. But we can also say that the adult right is because this is the development stages too. And you have to go through these different processes and these different stages. So I'll give you some examples. When you are an adult, we know when you go through these rites of passages, right? The community, and we see this with, whether you think that these sororities and the Masonic lodges, and I am a proud Mason, I'll just throw that out there. I know people attack Masons all the time, but I am a proud Mason, and Mason got and developed me into who I am today. Without Masonry, there will be no Kofi Piesie. No Kofi Piesie. I just say no Kofi Piesie. And you will, I talks about that in one of my publications that's coming real soon. Brother Christopher Marshall is also a part of that publication as well. It's coming real soon. I mean, real soon. But just for example, our women are taught to be how to be women. And what I mean by that is they are taught, and men are taught to be men. Men are taught how to respect their women and to raise their women and put their women on a high pedestal, respect their women. Their men are also taught to men are supposed to be with women, as well as women are taught that women are supposed to be with men. Because how can you procreate if a man is with a man and a woman is with a woman? And again, one of the rites of passage is the marriage rite. And when you talk about marriage, you have to talk about procreation. You can't separate the two. Procreation goes hand in hand with marriage. Marriage goes hand in hand with procreation. So they are taught that a man is supposed to be with a man, and a woman is supposed. A man is supposed to be with a woman, and a woman is supposed to be with a man. They also teaches the man different roles in society, as well as they teach the woman different roles in society. They also teach them moral instructions. They are developing their character. They are developing their Pele, character. They are developing their character. So they are developing character, because we know when it comes to African culture and African tradition, no matter what ethnic group, whether you study Ordinani in Nigeria with the Igbo, whether you studied Isheshe or what we call Ifa in Nigeria with the Yoruba people, whether you look at the Akan and the Shanti with the Akume system in Ghana, whether you look at the Gulu, Wankulu with the Chui people with East Africa, or the Mozambique people, or whether you look at the people in the Omo Valley with the Hamra people, and so forth, it is all about cultivating good character, one becoming a Olo Luwabe. And it's all about cultivating good character. So one cannot be an elder without having good character. So a lot of these things are taught when these people were exiled into the sacred grove or the holy forest. They are excluded for a certain period of time where they learn skill sets, farming, agriculture, blacksmiths, and et cetera, so they can be productive also when they come back into their community and being recognized as an adult and going through from a junior adult to a sophomore adult to a senior adult and so forth. What is an elder? An elder is a guardian of the culture, tradition, and history of the people. Integrity, generosity. Stop right there. It says the elder is a guardian of the culture, tradition, and the history of the people. It says integrity, generosity. So if you go back and you look at what is good character, or you go back and look at my Iwa Pele and Ori Tutu presentation that I did, or even go back to the article that I did on Kofi Piesie written compositions, where I talk about, I don't even know what the name of the article was, but it was just talking about good character in general. And I give you a list of what we talk about what is good character. So good character, that is one of the traits of good character, is generosity. Another one is integrity. And a lot of us, or a lot of people that we deem or elders, does not stand on integrity, does not stand on being generous or generosity and so forth. But there is a list of different characteristics that comes with good character. Go back and look at that presentation, or go and look at that article that I wrote last year or a year and a half ago. Wisdom, articulateness, subtle patience, tactfulness, gratefulness, and being listened to and respected by others, all qualified as an elder. Understandable with eldership, one's status and value in the community rises. What is the role of an elder? The primary work of an elder is to advise, guide, and oversee the living community. Their fundamental values and purpose lies in teaching the young what it means to be a human. What it means to be a human. It says, I'm going to say it again. It says, the primary work of an elder is to advise and guide and oversee the living community. Their fundamental values and the purpose lies within teaching the young what it means to be a human. It says teaching the young and what it means to be a human, right? So, in volume 2, I have a chapter in volume 2. We'll talk about the new book in a minute. In volume 2, called Ubuntu, Bumuntu, Mutu, Ubuntu, Iyanu. And it talks about a human being. In the African culture, you know, you have to earn the right to be a person and a human being. So it says that the elder teaches the young what it means to be human. So we don't throw out these terms loosely. So you have to earn the right to be recognized in your community, your society, your clan, or your tribe to be a human. So it's certain things and certain processes that you have to go through in order to be a human. So, and these elders know these things because they went through the process themselves. They went through these demarcation stages. They went through these development stages in order to be who they are today. So one has to be developed. And we know in African culture, one develops himself to the highest human as possible, humanitarian as possible. So it's different characteristics and traits, right, that exemplify you in order to be a human. Which again, when you deals with African culture, it talks about cultivating character, which a lot of people in our community, this social media, conscious media community, does not have character, does not have good character at all. So one is developing. So for more, I'm gonna leave that alone because I want you to read the book, because I breaks down the Western thought of a human when we talk about the different Homo sapien, when we talk about the Homo sapien, the Homo habilis, all those different homos, and so forth. And you know, when we talk about it from a science perspective, I deal with the science in that volume, and I also deal with the philosophy and certain things, the moral codes and conducts when we and from different various groups. I don't give you one particular group, and we talk about how you become a human or a person, and a human is a person, you know what I'm saying, and how you become a human and recognized as a human or a person in African, from an African worldview. So and going here, John Esambiti, Majuba Ibe Ilagba, which means I give honor and praises to the ancestor John Esambiti, who I also dedicated my chapters to in volume 1, who is an ancestor. Now he further states that many African societies do not believe in a person is a full human until he or she undergoes the process of becoming a human through birth, naming, ceremony, initiation rites, marriage, and maybe even procreation. In these demarcation stages of life, one must meet suitable proficiencies before moving to the next stages, and once completing, a person fully born and now qualified to be a complete person. Let's see what the other ancestor says. Majuba Ibe Igungun. Majuba Ibe Ilakba. I want to give honor and praises to this late great ancestor who transitioned, I think it was last year. Iyanu McKenty. He asserts that the community defines the person, but the person has to be acquired to achieve personhood. And a person can fail at gaining personhood without a process of incorporation. The descriptions of a person does not apply. When a person is incorporated, he earns their personhood. They becomes more of a person the older they become. And this is from Iyanu McKenty, who I think I also dedicated my chapters to him and Richard Wright. And I stand on what I said when I presented on Richard Wright. I'm going to be more like Richard Wright. Richard Wright is someone who is from Mississippi. I'm from Mississippi. Richard Wright is 20 minutes of his where he's from is 20 minutes from where I'm at. I even show you where I went to his hometown when I did a presentation on this brother. And just his story alone has motivated me in 2020, which you can see because Kofi Piesie, our research team, has 2 publications, and we have more to come before 2020. We're going before the end of the year. Kofi Piesie research team as a collective and an individual effort up under Kofi Piesie research team umbrella, going to have at least 6 to 7 publications before the end of December of 2020. So if you go back and you look at Richard Wright, you will see this brother throughout throughout the many things that he went through, he stayed consistent with researching and producing publications for his people. Now, going back to finish, I'm about to wrap it up. The elders knows the tradition, history, value, beliefs, and the cultural laws that are invaluated. According to experiences and the wisdom of elders, it is readily sought that freely shared with others. Elders are charged with the task of understanding both the material and the spiritual requisitions of life. It is thought to be an honor to even be in the presence of an elder. These serve as a link between the past and the present, while guaranteed that our way of life is extended into the future. And I think, man, that concludes, because I didn't want to make it. Hold on, ancestors, because I gotta talk about the ancestors again. Majuba Iba Egungun, Majuba Iba Egungun, Egungun Kiki Egungun. I always have to give honor and praises to the ancestors, because without the ancestors, we wouldn't be here. We are our ancestors. So ancestorship or ancestor/death right is also another process. So you mean to tell me that when you die, you still going through the process, or death is another process in the rites of passage? And it also has to deal with eldership. One must earn the right to be an elder. Again, one must earn the right to be an elder. So, and you cannot be an ancestor if you're not an elder. So a lot of these people that you're running around saying that they are your elders, when they transition, they're still going to be elders, and they're not going to be my ancestors. They're not going to be revered. I'm not going to call their names. So you cannot be an ancestor without being an elder. And you have to go through the process. You have to meet the suitable proficiencies in order to be an elder according to African traditions, the African way of life, the African worldview, the African perspective. So the rites of an ancestorship, and some of this, like I said, some of this stuff you'll see in my Rites of Passage book in 2020. The last of the 5 major rites, 2021, I mean, and the last of the 5 major rites is the rites of ancestorship, which concern passing over to the spirit world, the Egungun. The final initiation rite is the extension of the elder. The final initiation rite is the extension of the elder. The final initiation rite is the extension of the elder/older distinction, but because the status that the person has in life is the same status that they bring with them when they pass on. You hear that, y'all? It says they bring with them the status that they bring with them when they pass on. So if you are older, you bring that on. No one is we're gonna forget who you are because you are older. No one is gonna revere you. No one is gonna pour libations for you. No one is gonna set your pictures up, set a shrine up for you. No one is gonna speak your name. No one is gonna continue your work because you are older. You never earned the right to be an elder because you hadn't set the right example for your community, for your family, for your society. This virtual, no African society that believes that when a person dies, this ends all ties to communication with the living. We know when we deal with ancestor veneration, we know this is one part of African traditions. Akik Moyo. We know that this deals with majority of the ethnic groups. You have one key element is ancestor veneration. They revere, or we revere, our ancestors, meaning that we keep their name alive when we speak their name. We continue their works like we are doing. We're continuing the works of Sheikh Anta Diop. We are continuing the works of John Henry Clark. We are continuing the works of Amos Wilson. We are continuing the works of a Richard Wright. We are continuing the works of John S. and Beatty. We are continuing the works of Iyanu McKenty. You see what we're saying? We are continuing Dr. Benz. We are continuing their work. We are continuing to speak their names. We are continuing to build on their work. We are continuing to exemplify ourselves as these great men. We are venerating, we are honoring our dead ancestors. We are honoring them. We are remembering them. We're not remembering those who beat women. We're not remembering those who stay drunk on the streets. We're not remembering those who peddle drugs in our community. We're not honoring those who terrorize our community. We're not honoring those evil people. We're not honoring those people that does not set the right example. Rather, African philosophies from one culture to another agrees with the spirit of the deceased, and we understand. So we venerate them, and we believe that we can communicate with our ancestors, or our ancestors can guide us. Agrees that the spirit of the deceased is still with the living community, and the distinction must be made in the status of various spirits as their distinctions made in the status of the living. One of the most important distinction is the difference between the older person who dies and who is seen as nothing more than a dead relative, and the respective elder who passes on and is revered as the honored ancestor. The dead relative dies without honor. The dead relative dies without honor. So an older dies without honor in African culture and in the African worldview. And someone who is not remembered, respected elders who pass on becomes a respected ancestor. It says a respected elder. It said a respected elder who passes on becomes a respected ancestor and is giving the highest honor. This group is an ancestor wield great power and often calls upon in the matter of troubles and uncertainties to help influence and favor their outcome. So you ain't finna be calling on no ancestor didn't do nothing. Ancestor who terrorized. What would you be invoking or calling on someone from help? You know, who terrorized his own community, who beat up and disrespected and his family, who didn't honor and take care of his children. Why would you be calling on to that person for help? This group ancestor wield the power and often called upon in the matter of troubles, uncertainties of help, influence, and favor outcome. Thus, the ancestors are respected. Trouble of uncertainty to help influence the favorable outcome. Thus, ancestors are respected elders. It says ancestors are respected elders who have passed away and who continue to serve as an extension of the family and the community. Man, that concludes. I could have did a whole bunch of slides, man, but you know, we have to stop with this calling people our ancestors. I mean, not ancestors, but elders, because they are older than me. We have to stop giving people in this so-called social media conscious community and giving them the title as elders, you know, when they are not elders. They have not made suitable proficiencies, you know, to be called an elder, because you can look at their conduct. Look at their conduct, because it says that an elder, it teaches and cultivates the young to be humans. And when you look at and you study African culture, and you understand that it talks about character, cultivating character. I don't care where you go in Africa. It talks about cultivating character, raising one to the highest human as possible, right? So, and a lot of people does not demonstrate this in our social media conscious community, or even in our everyday lives. You have to respect me, boy. I'm your elder. No, the hell you not. You my damn older to me. Didn't I just hear you cuss out your damn wife? Didn't I just see you cussing because they took out child support and you hadn't even went and seen your children, and you cussing because they taking out money and you hadn't even taught your son right from wrong? You hadn't went and developed it? Man, get out of here. So we have to distinguish the two, elders from elders. So a lot of times people get mad when I say it's not my elders. Who are you talking about? Who told you that was my elder? And when certain families critique these so-called reclaimed elders, people get mad and say we are attacking their elders. Man, we are attacking some of you elders because some of you elders are very disrespectful. Some of you elders are misleading with information. Some of you elders are pushing pseudo-isms. Some of you elders don't even respect those who are coming behind you. Some of you elders won't even listen to the youth, won't even give the youth a chance. This is one reason why I respect Unc West. And Unc West is also a honorary member of Kofi Piesie research team. So when you mention Kofi Piesie research team, you have to mention Kofi Piesie, you have to mention a Chris Marshall, you have to mention a T'Challa Bungara, you have to mention a Vasa Nicolo Gullah, a Sutekh, Akande, Iyanu, Oluwa, a Sutekh Rob Mary Uman, any Herit, Shawn, Khalfani, and Unc West, because he is an honorary member. And one of my publications, I dedicate that entire book to Unc because I'm following his formula. Surround yourself around the youth. Surround yourself around people that are smarter than you. Give the youth a voice. Give the youth a chance. Don't put yourself above the youth. And understanding that teams win. Some of you oldest don't want to work with us because you feel like it's going to take out of your pocket. And then you say you're African or you're a Pan-African in one breath, but when I look, your actions is not lining up. We understand when you deal with African culture, when they understand about teams. That's why procreation in marriage is important, because they understand that 4 hands is better than 2 hands. 6 hands is better than 4 hands. They understand that teams win. It takes a collective effort to win. And that's why, and over here, our motto over here also is, and I'm ashamed that I don't remember it, but let me get it. I want to read it. Okay. Right here, the Nigerian proverb. A single tree cannot make a forest, right? A person who does not work together with his colleagues and friends would not accomplish very much. And that is very true. And this is another reason why our community lacks, because we do not work together. So I understand that teams win. I understand that we have to give our youth a chance, our youth a voice. We have to work together in order to win. Any of y'all brothers got anything, man, behind some of these slides, some input, some critiques, some words, and anybody in the chat, man, got anything? Put your questions in there, man. If y'all got any questions, man. And brothers, I ain't peace, brothers, I ain't see. And that's another thing, man. We have to start when we presenting information, whether we're presenting presentations, lecturing, or just doing these great bills that we have these discussions. You know, we have to take notes, man. And Brother Zane is always got his pad and his pen out. We have to take notes, because we'll present something or we'll build, and then a month later, people will start asking questions, like we never even talked about these subject matters or even presented on, because you forget, or you just didn't jot down and take these notes, and then not only take the notes, but further, you got to take what we got, and you have to, if you have to further your own information, you have to verify this information. And again, I apologize. I put this stuff together I started last night and didn't get through and try to start on time, which I didn't start on time. So I didn't put my sources in here, but I used the African Encyclopedia. I use John S. and BT's book, African Religion or African Philosophy. I used another brother's work. I can't remember his name at this time. I'll get his name in a minute. I used Iyanu McKenty's work to put this together, and I used some of my own work from my own article. So I referenced my own self from my own presentation and my own article that I wrote as well. And again, I apologize. I normally have my sources when I present, but was trying to hurry up, put this together, and trying to go ahead and present on time, which I didn't present on time. Didn't have time to put them, but those are my sources. But we have to go through and vet our sources. We can't be like everybody else, especially our people that's tied up in the church. And I'm not talking or downing anyone that goes to church, but a lot of times our mindset is set where we just listen to an individual and then we deem what they say to actually be the truth or actually be actual factual, and don't have to go back and verify any of these things for our own selves. And we begin to parakeet information that individuals are experiencing. We does that a lot in these social media platforms are nothing but churches today. They are the churches in the social media community where majority of us that's watch these videos do not go back and read, do not go back and vent any of these sources that we present, and we just regurgitate the information that individuals are saying. But anyway, man, anybody got anything, man?
Yeah, well, Brother Chris had his mic open. You got something you want to say?
Oh, shoot. I guess I was just gonna say that I think, I mean, like you said, with personal, development, a lot of our people feel like that's something that people don't really have to actively work on. And I kind of feel like, I remember we were talking about it in a study group, but even the craziest period of development that gets overlooked is that 25 to 40, because I think a lot of us really got to work on actively being, developed into like an elder, because I think we only think of, development from birth to about 18, and a lot of times, we don't even get that, because like yesterday in my lecture, I was talking about Kendezi, and that's the Congo art of like babysitting, which is, I think that's Fukiao and Kondowamba. And basically, a lot of our issues, we can go back to childhood. And since we don't resolve those, they continue on into, your teenage years to adulthood. But the problem, like you said, people aren't being developed. And a lot of people get frustrated because people are just totally, disregarding that aspect. And I mean, if we don't actively work, to rectify that and, establish that initiation process, the rites of passage and all that, I mean, we're going to keep making the same mistakes. So it's important that, like our educational system that we create, like among ourselves, is something that we can start to solve problems with, because if we don't actively, develop our people, we're going to really be in trouble.
Yep, that's a fact.
I agree with that 100%. I want to kind of speak on, really to add to that point, when we talk about rites of passage and initiations, what I focused on in volume 1 was to highlight the process of what that means. We talk about how the processes here are really, 1, inadequate, and or 2, honestly non-existent from the African perspective, because, there's music involved, there's laughter, there's joy, there's a lot of people involved that come celebrate. They want to see you off to prom. They want to, take pictures and take pictures, and that's okay. But the process that's involved when it comes to a rite of passage from the African perspective, we talking about from birth your presence and your being is being acknowledged, because now you're entering this realm, right? You're coming from the womb, and then you're entering this realm. You're joining the rest of us, right? Simultaneously, we got an elder sitting back watching, or a few elders in the village, and they're like, okay, you know, as one comes in, one gets ready to make their transition to exit. And so we honor both simultaneously during that ceremony while the drums are playing. We got rhythms for every bit part of that ceremony. And the music, the reason why I highlight that as a musician is because that is how the history is passed down as a griot to the village, to let you know this is what your foremothers, forefathers, and everybody else that has come before you have done to secure this village for us to exist and to be able to have a village, to have a birthright, to have a naming ceremony, and all of these things without being wiped out. We have to protect our village and bring back meaning to the music that we given and when we plan around these particular rites of passages. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I don't listen to hip hop music. I'm not saying that I don't say a few curse words. What I'm saying is my general character, when I do go out in public, I'm not walking out in public trying to get into it with people. And if I see somebody saying or doing something that I disagree with, depending on the level, I may or may not even engage. That's another thing from the African perspective that we haven't highlighted yet, but will be coming soon. Be on the lookout for that, is the engagement from the African perspective. Because once you've properly become a human being and been acknowledged as a human being, and then you're going through the various processes, becoming an adult after you've been taken deep in the wula, deep in the forest, right? You're acknowledged as a human being among the village, which means you don't get to go upside, T'Challa don't get to go upside Brother Chris Marshall's head because he had disagreed with something that he said. That's not the way that worked, because Kofi, Shawn, Sutekh, Vasa, and everybody else gonna get on my head for attacking Brother Chris or attacking anybody else. You see what I'm saying? You don't have the right to engage disrespectfully just because somebody's being disrespectful. Then that means that now you've joined the disrespectfulness and now you're a buffoon as well. Did not the maxims of Ptah say, let he who is a buffoon act that and remain silent so that you may maintain your innocence and become ma'akaru, true of voice? And that's what we lack in this community. We're not true of voice anymore by the time we get to the point where we're elderly age status. Brother Zane asked that question in the comments. He was like, you know, what is the age with these different African systems and different people that we study? What are some of the age groups for the rites of passages? I'm gonna pass the mic after I mention the Malinke people, which is one of my specialties, the Mande from coastal West Africa. That meta-ethnicity, some of the age groups, as I told the good brother earlier, some of them match up. Some of them, like the Menjani, their age group is between 6 and 13. Now, is it exactly 6 and it is exactly 13? Not necessarily, because numbers and age and different things vary depending on which group of Africans you're dealing with. Just like sneakers versus kicks versus gym shoes vary depending on which part of America you're dealing with when it comes to the Black community. You might get a different compliment depending on where you at. Same thing with the age thing. It depends on the village. Some Menjani may be as early as 4 years old, depending on their dance skills, depending on their maturity, etc. Some Menjani can be as old as 15 and 16, depending on when they were, you know, recognized in their time of being on the earth. Maybe that particular girl didn't have a chance to participate in the last Menjani ceremony, so she comes around the next year. You see what I'm saying? So all of those things play a factor in determining the age group for these rites of passages with Africans. And with that, I'll pass the mic.
Where is the tip of Vasa? I'm still on here.
I'm listening, brothers. y'all have to forgive me. My daughter just came back from Texas, and I've been
Oh,
missing
okay.
bits and pieces, but I've been here listening. Give me just a moment. She's coming in with her stuff. Give me just a moment. I'll be
Oh, well,
back.
go ahead. Go on handle your business. Go on handle your business.
I'll say this is a good presentation, good information in the slides. This is something that we got to keep harping on because this is something that I see all the time. I've had interactions with elders that believe that they have status and rank just because of their age, and they claim to be African centered. And this is something that I really don't understand because anytime you're dealing with any African culture, any Black African culture at the least, you will find the concept of good character. And Kofi talks about this all the time. Like, it's no way that you're gonna expect somebody to respect you if you're not giving that same respect. That's just common sense, bro. We learned that in elementary as kids. Treat people how you want to be treated. You can't come to me, cuss me out, then expect me to respect you because you're older than me. Like it just don't work like that. So this is something we got to keep harping on. I've had many experiences like this with these elders. They talk crazy to me. They talk crazy literally about my and their own ancestors, and then expect me to just continue a dialogue with them. Like, no, it's not going down, bro. I don't respect you. You're not my elder. You're just the older. So yeah, I feel it. I feel exactly what Kofi is saying. I agree with all the sentiments that all the brothers are saying. Everybody made some great, excellent points. It is something we just got to continue to keep pushing on.
You got anything to tell?
Nah, not really, man. Y'all really drove it home for real. So yeah, I'm in alignment with everything that y'all saying. I like how Sutekh just put that. And, you got a lot of older people in the community that ride that certain wave that since I'm older than you, you gotta respect me, this and that. But I'm glad this show came about because I was just having a conversation with somebody how I was raised to respect my elders. And Kofi, you know that because my grandma, she from down there where you from. So I got a lot of them Southern values, even though I'm from the Midwest. I was raised from a lady that was from down there where Kofi at. So, but just because you my elder don't mean I have to respect you. And, an elder, somebody that's older than you can lead you down the wrong path if you ain't conscious of what they got going on and stuff like that. So yeah, this is a good show just to separate the people who mean you harm as being your elder, because like you said, man, just because they your elder don't mean that they all the way there for you. So yeah,
no doubt, man. And you said Zane had a question. What was Zane asking T'Challa? I was trying to stroll back up, man. There's so many comments in here. I can't even see.
He was asking about the specific like age groups, with different African people. What's considered like, because you got your birthright, right? And along with the birthright comes the naming ceremony. At some point, depending on the amount of days, it might vary.
Right.
But just with your points on your slides and the different stages and rites of passages, all of those particular points that you had, they do have quote unquote age groups attached to them. Like with the naming ceremony, it might be 8 days, some might be 9 days. It depends. So I was just given in the chat, I put that it depends on which group you dealing with. To gauge as far as like if you want to try to practice and modernize some things and make little subtle changes, you would have to, that's part of the research that we do, is we delve deep into these specific peoples and say, well, these people celebrate this at this time in their life. You know what I'm saying? So that was basically his question. What age is considered a child, is considered adult, and what's considered an elder based on age in these different systems that we study.
Yeah, it like you said, it varies when you because again you have to look at it as and that's one reason why I don't like the word African traditional religion or African spirituality. We use the African spirituality, right? And when we use especially African spirituality, African traditional religion, we encompass all of those ethnic groups into one. Even though most of the systems vary, they are different, right? And when you're looking at the age, let's go back to the birthing right? And within the birthing right, you have the naming right. The child does not exist until it has a name. Nothing exists until it has a name. Nothing exists until you name it, right? And you acknowledge it. This is another reason why, I myself has got better with, and I try to push, toward my son is acknowledging something, right? Acknowledging when you name something or you acknowledge something, it exists, right? And we walk past, and that's bad character too in African culture. I talked about this, about the greetings. I got a whole presentation and an article on greeting with the Caribbean people, and greeting, their importance of acknowledging someone's existence, which is engulfed in good character. But the child, being named with different birds, you might have Nigeria, it may be 14 days before the child get his name. And then in some cultures, the women get their names in 7 days and the boys get their names in 12 days. But from the time of birth in some cultures to the age of 13 is when you go through your adult rites of passage. And again, when I say adult rites of passage, that's just not going through and becoming an adult. Again, that right is a big right within itself. And you still, once you become adult, you still are learning and cultivating yourself and developing yourself within that right, because there are different stages within that own demarcation stage of life that they call the adult right. So one may become a junior, adult, you know what I'm saying? So it may be the age of 13. Some do the age of 14, where you now being recognized as an adult. Some may do the age of 15, where you now being recognized an adult. And from the age of 13, 14, or 15 until you get to the age of 50. 50, you will be considered this is in some, you may be considered I said sophomore. From a sophomore, let's say, wait a minute, which one I'm getting them? I'm getting them all. What is it, y'all? Let's see, junior. What is it, junior, sophomore? Y'all give me the run them down to me, man. I'm having a brain freeze right now.
Freshman,
right? Freshman,
sophomore,
junior, and then senior. Right. I'm getting them all backwards, and y'all just let me just go off and ain't
That's right. Burn it up, Kofi.
But yeah, with those, so and then but let's just say we'll just do freshman. Then from a freshman, we'll just say junior. You become within them, let's just say the freshman, and then we'll say the senior. So from 50, I'm gonna say from 40. I think it's some in 40, some in 35, where you be considered a junior, and then from 45 to 55, you will be considered or 60. I'm gonna say 60. I think it's 60. If I'm not mistaken, because once you reach the age of 60, you become a senior adult, but now you're transitioning into becoming an elder, because the elder starts in some culture within those ages between 60 or a little bit earlier than that. But I'm saying some, not all, but some of the ages. So the ages vary within the different within the different ethnic groups. So like I said, like you may have some 13, some 14, some 15, some may become a junior adult at the age of 35, some may become a junior adult at the age of 40, just all some may become a senior adult at the age of 55, at 60. It just all varies uh, with the different ethnic groups and the geographical location. So it just very, but these rites of passage, man, is very important. And like I say, I talk about it all the time, and we under the misconception, that once a child graduate and he become 18, become 19, we consider him adult. He just magically becomes an adult. Oh, he graduated. He got to get out of my house. She got to get out of my door. And when they start to make bad decisions, we get onto them, or we get upset, or disappointed because you grown now, but we haven't developed them. So we have become under the impression that magically our children become a productive adult, a productive male or female in society, a positive male, a positive female in society, and having went through these development stages. So this is why the rites of passages are very important. And this is, again, because we're talking about eldership, right? So in order to become an elder, you must go through the process. And the process is going through these different demarcation stages of life, right? Which is birthing, the adult, um, marriage, procreation, um, elders, and ancestor. And again, you can't be an ancestor without being a elder. So you have to be an elder. So we have to distinguish the two between an older and an elder. We have to stop giving these honor titles or these statuses to the people that does not deserve the statuses, because again, their actions is not matching up with who they say they are. Because if they went through these demarcation stages, a lot of them would have good character. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them will be giving opportunities to the youth. A lot of them will be working with everyone instead of thinking about their own pockets. Because a lot of these so-called elders, which are olders, they not working with nobody because you gonna mess up their pocket. You gonna stop their bag. You see? So we just have to learn to distinguish the two. Go ahead, somebody ask something.
Just real quick to that point with the becoming a full adult and what's considered an adult with the age group with this country. Like the people who make those laws have it at the age of 21 where you're a complete adult, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's contingent upon now you're able to buy alcohol.
Yep.
And you can go ahead and basically poison yourself and be one of those olders 30 years later sitting on the corner steady buying alcohol because it was over glorified when they turned 21. Hey, you can now go out and get to drink yourself now instead of asking somebody else for it, which you shouldn't be drinking like that anyway, in terms of this is your God, it becomes, right? Because we live in an Abrahamic society. So it becomes their God, where anything that you use that you have to have and you can't function without it, in terms of I can't get up, go to work without having a drink, or I can't get up and do this without doing this, that, and the third. Okay, well, now are you using it? Is it a controlled substance, or is it controlling you? And are you a substance under control? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a real important thing in African traditions. It ain't contingent upon if you're 13, if you're 68, if you're 28, that you're an adult. It's contingent upon your character. And we can go back to Kemet with that. And we can go to plenty of biblical stories with that, where you go so far from the land that you're from. And if you remain out of that place that you're from for so long, when you come back, your character is different. So now you're no longer looking at as a Remetch when you come back amongst the Remetch. Now you have to be reinitiated into the ways of Kemet in order to be considered a Remetch again.
Yeah, man, this was a great build. I hope some people take from that, and I hope some people start with this elder. That's my elder. Respect my elder. You know, and distinguish the two. You know, you have to distinguish the two. So now with this presentation and this discussion, you can kind of see what what to look for within these people that are older than you, are making these claims that they are elders or reclaimed elders or whatever the case may be. Real quick, we have to do this, man, for people that may be under a rock somewhere, that may not know, but I got on the screen both publications, and like I said, we got more publications. We got a publication, like I said, we got collective publications, and then we got individual publications that are coming right now. If you want, like I said, you've been under a rock, available now on KofiPiesieTV.com or Amazon.com. Spears of the Mossi, Historical Survey in the Mind of African Warrior Scholars, Volume 1. It is out. It is available. It is fire. It is something to have on your bookshelves. Our people in Africa is finna get ready to start going through the pages and writing an essay. So shout out to the Gaya Journal Skills Academy down there in Gambia. Yes, Spears of the Mossi is finna be in West Africa. We had supposed to have been there, but due to the shipping costs to get it there, I think we're supposed to have it there 2 weeks ago, but the shipping cost was crazy, and then it was something going on over there in the city of Gambia with the government, so that played a factor. But now everything is coming down over there with the government, and we have worked out an issue with the shipping costs. Shout out to Sister Ladosha who put all that together and actually got us over there. So peace again to Sister Ladosha, right, powerful and beautiful sister of ours who's also an extended member of Kofi Piesie research team. So and be on the lookout for that video footage, because once it get there, like I said, we had a few hiccups again with the shipping and some stuff that was going on with the government. So here in the next week or two, it should be in Gambia at the Skills and Journal. I mean, not Skills, but Gay and Journals Skills Academy over there. So we'll be giving some footage, live footage of the boxes arriving. So we'll be posting that soon. We'll be posting the 10 students who, because the 10 students who will have the books. I don't know if the 10 teachers that got it. We shipped 20 off over there for right now. So we have 20 in the school. All 20 will be in the Wright Library, which is named after Ladosha Wright, who actually helped us get it over there, who is a great supporter and push us, and and want to see us do good and see us do great things, and get our work out to the people. And we're working on something, hopefully, where we'll have it in the Cleveland area too, with the essays, where there'll be 10 students in the Cleveland essay. This is the area that Kevin Chill and Ladosha is in. Shout out to Kevin Chill, who's also a great supporter who introduced us to Ladosha as well. So we're working on something there. We're working on Spears of the Mossi being a part of the radio station. I think it's QVO3 or QVOC3. I apologize if I'm saying the radio station wrong. I was on a radio station with Ladosha last week, and we talked about the book in Gambia, the relationships with us and the school over there, which was a great interview. So we're trying to also get books involved in their book club. So they just started a book club. So if we can, we try to work it out for next month, a month after next, where Spears and the Mossi can also be a part of the radio station book club. So maybe we could get that a part of September, October. So we're working on a few things With that, we just working, man. We just trying to continue to push our publications, because we work so hard. Also, we taking pre-orders. We taking pre-orders for the Orange Book. We went from Spears of the Mossi to from Spears to Pens. Each one of our publications, collective work will be referencing a spirit. We know that our ancestors, as well as our continental African brothers and sisters, protect themselves with the spirits. They also feed themselves with the spirits when they go hunting. So we using the spirit symbolically as we're fighting white racist supremacy, we're fighting propaganda, we're fighting misleading truths and pseudoisms in these publications and these poisonous rhetoric on these other different platforms. So our spirit is our pen. So now we're transitioning from spears to pens, a historical survey in the minds of African warrior scholars, volume 2. We are taking pre-orders. The official drop date for that book is August the 14th, which is this Friday. But we have, I'm sharing my screen, but I have a stack of books. We have a stack of books already. We got a box of books. We have 50 copies, and we already been selling the books for the past 2 days. Appreciate the people who went out and bought them. And by the time they've been buying them, I've been sending them off. So I've been documenting and taking pictures every time I go to the post office. So I post, we got the books Thursday, Friday, I went to the post office 3 times. Yesterday, I went to the post office and mailed off some books, volume 1 and volume 2. I sold some books in my local area here as well to an establishment, as well, a restaurant. So appreciate those who are already jumping on the books. Again, we're going to have 50 pre-order copies now. The book is officially on Amazon on the 14th. We have them on our website right now. We have a stack of books. They are $20 right now. After the 14th, they are going to be on the website for $24.99 because they are on Amazon for $24.99. So take the opportunity now and get the books at where you get a $5 discount, get the book for $20, and you get the book before it actually drops. Because now when it come out on the 14th, people got to order the book and then wait for Amazon to deliver it. You can have your book within the next few days. Like, and the people I mailed out on Friday, they're going to get their books on Monday, which is tomorrow. The people that I mailed out Saturday, they're going to get their books on Tuesday. And the official date is on the 14th. So if you make some orders today, I will be shipping those orders out tomorrow. And my own personal opinion, from Spirits to Pen, volume 2 is way better than volume 1. I'm telling you, we've got some fire in that book. I'm telling you, we have some fire in that book. We have some subject matters and topics, you know what I'm saying, that's connected with each other, man. It's a dope piece of work to have in your thing. And once we get off here, we finna be talking and strategizing for volume 2, Spear Allergy Warfare. Spear, again, we're gonna always use the spiritual warfare. I mean, spiritual warfare. So that will be volume 3, which will be coming maybe November, December. We just got to discuss what date we want to drop volume 3, which will have our newest member, Christopher Marshall, in. But also, between time, he's going to be in 2 publications in October. I'm dropping 2 publications in October. He will be in both of those books. So be on the lookout so y'all can get familiar with Brother Christopher Marshall. He's going to be doing some great things over here with us. We finna put in the work. We already putting in work with the pen. He's already putting the pen game down. He's already going to be in 2 publications before volume 3 come out. And he's going to be presenting on the channel. He's going to be building with us on the channel. You know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for our good brother, Christopher Marshall. We're glad to have him a part of the team, so he can add on. He can teach us a few little things as well in his lane and his specialty, because over here we all have our own lane. Everybody over here has their own lane. So, and that's a good thing. And we form like Voltron, and we do it. So we're going to continue honoring our ancestors. We're going to continue putting out these publications. I'm telling you now, 2020, it's Kofi Piesie research team and the Kofi Piesie research team umbrella is releasing a lot of publications. Spirits of the Mossi only been out 2.5 months. And it has done great within the 2.5 months that it's been out. And now we have volume 2 out. And we have something coming out for the children in September. And in October, we have something for the children. And then we have something at the end of the of October also. So, and then we got some other brothers coming up with their individual projects. And then we have our volume 3, which will be released in November or December. If I can say so, I hope November. But like I said, it's a collective effort. So it's no one above anybody over here. We discuss, we talk about it, and whatever great for the team, that's what we come up with. So hopefully November, December, we'll have spiritual warfare, a historical survey in the minds of African warrior scholars, volume 3 out in November or December. And these 3 projects, this publications that are coming behind volume 3, real soon we'll be announcing, and we'll be talking about that probably in the next week or two, or maybe next week. We'll probably be announcing that all 3 of those different projects. I'll probably be putting up the book covers and everything for that, man. So we appreciate that, man. And appreciate people that's been supporting. We appreciate people that's that's been giving us great reviews about it. If you hadn't, go to Amazon.com if you purchased the book and write us a review. You know what I'm saying? Or go to info@Kofi Piesie TV and go into the questions if you want to leave us a question or any critiques about the books or some suggestions or something that you might want to see us talk about or discuss or present on this platform, or something in the publication that you would like to see us, put out. Make sure you got the spirit in there, because we won't we got to have the spirit there. But yeah, we appreciate it. So go out right now if you hadn't got volume 1. It's available on KofiPiesieTV.com, and it's also available on Amazon.com. Your pre-orders is we got the boxes. I mean, we got the books for the pre-orders. So as soon as you pre-order, we shipping the books out. Appreciate those who jumped on it immediately and started ordering. From Spirits Depends, Historical Survey in the Minds of African Warrior Scholars, Volume 2. And again, it is better than Volume 1. And it's available on KofiPiesieTV.com, and it's $20 now. On Friday, after Friday the 15th, it will be $24.99 instead of $20 on Kofi Piesie TV. And it will be available on Amazon on Friday the 14th for $24.99. So take the opportunity to get the book at a discount and get the book before everybody else get the book. I mean, you just can't beat that, man. Also, I'm gonna go back and say this again real quick, man. These platforms, man. We're also Kofi Piesie research team, but we also have our own other platforms as well. And we also demonstrate the same thing that we demonstrate over here. We demonstrate Tep Hesed, which is the correct method. So, and we also practice Ket Nefer or Iwa Pele, or Iwa Riri, which is good character, gentle character, on those other platforms that we also, that the team also have too. And again, we are not an entertainment channel. We are an educational channel. We are not a buffoonery channel. We are an education channel. So if you want to be entertained, we're not mad if you don't click and watch our videos. Go over there and be entertained with the other folks over there. We're not going to compromise ourselves for views. We're not going to compromise ourselves or belittle ourselves for subscribers.
Right. If education don't entertain you, then it's the wrong place for you, bro.
Right. So my son calling back in a minute. So like I said, you know, there's plenty of other platforms, but go, if you hadn't subscribed to Kofi Piesie TV, please go subscribe to Kofi Piesie TV. It is the channel that takes the Black man, the Black woman, and Black child Eurocentric mind, and it Africanizes it. It is also the Black Netflix. So, and it is the home of these great, these up and coming African scholars, the Kofi Piesie research team. And 2020, Kofi Piesie research team will make history. We already made history within the last 2.5 months. We dropped the book out the blue. Dropped the book out the blue, and it's in Africa. We made history. We made history already. Now we're following up with volume 2. And we got other publications coming behind it. And we got a volume 3 coming out. And we got a new addition, a new great mind to the team, Brother Christopher Marshall. And go subscribe to his platforms. He has the Chronicles of, brother, say that out of what? Out of knock, whatever.
Oh,
Gotta say Nygahtry.
yeah, it's Nygahtry. It's Nygahtry. It's Nygahtry.
Nygahtry. Chronicles of Nygahtry. So go subscribe to his channel.
I dropped all the links in the chat too for everybody.
No doubt. Appreciate it.
So go subscribe to it. That's his own personal channel, and him and his wife has a channel, Omni Africa Collective, and that is a group as well. Also, it's not just a platform; it's also a group as well. If I'm correct,
yeah, like it's an organization. It's a Pan-African, you know, like revolutionary organization. So, you know, we do a whole lot over there. Our main thing is, you know, our study group, you know, where we teach about the various movements and basically all of the, you know, African revolutionaries and we just went through, you know, like Marimba Ani and, you know, Dr. Bobby Wright, 2 powerful, you know, Black psychologists. So.
Right. So where my cursor at, these are his 2 platforms, the Chronicles of Nygahtry and Omni African Collective. So if you hadn't subscribed, please go subscribe to our brother platform. Also, we have Niger Valley Civilzation. That is our other brother, Sutekh, Akande, Iyanu, Oluwa. I'm better with it, ain't I? Am I better with it, Sutekh? You say I turn it up, I chop your name up. I'm getting it. Yeah, man. So that is another platform right there. So if you hadn't subscribed to his channel, please go and subscribe to his channel, Niger Valley Civilzation. You can talk about your channel a little bit real quick, man, if you want to talk about it, Sutekh, man, for those that may not know what you do over there in Niger Valley Civilzation.
Well, I basically touch on a lot of topics. Usually, you know, I stay in my lane, which is for the most part West Africa, the Moors. We also, me and Sutekh and Voss have been doing a couple of shows on music too. So, you know, we just do a little bit of everything, man. You know, we got a little something for everybody.
Yeah. No doubt. So please go subscribe. Also go subscribe to Mossi Warrior Clan. It is a group of people, a group of brothers who specialize in West African culture. You got myself, I'm a Mossi Arakubini, Mossi brother, Kofi Piesie. You got Shawn, who also is a member of Kofi Piesie research team. In here at Shawn Khalfani. You have a Zez Falls. Peace, brother Zez. I see brother Zez. Brother Zez is in the building. He's also a member of the Mossi Warrior Clan. You got the founder, Benjamin Njie, who goes by Black Panther, who also has a platform, Black Panther, and has a book out right now, the Killmonger's Corner, the Pan-African Journal, which I myself and brother Herit, Shawn Khalfani, is in. We have a chapter, and then volume 2 coming out soon, and we have a few of the Kofi Piesie research team members that is going to be a part of that publication too. So I forgot about that. That's another publication coming out. You also have the Silent Assassin, my big brother, Nahisi. You have I mentioned Exez Fall. Give them, run down your specialty, man. I know you deal with the language and linguistics, and I think brother Exez speak French. He also know how to transliterate the Seshew Netcher, which y'all call the hieroglyphs. I think he also speak a little Wolof, if I'm not mistaken. If correct me if I'm wrong, brother Zez. We also have brother Fortune Beneath Fortune, who is who's a powerful young individual, varies in information, and he's a rapper, entertainer. I done debuted some of his videos on here. You can go to Mossi Warrior Clan and type in Fortune Believes, and he has a few videos on here. I might play one of his videos when we sign out. Wolof and Medew Netcher. Okay, I don't know why I thought you spoke French. Also, and an other co-founder, brother Ankh West, who is the co-founder of Mossi Warrior Clan, the founder of the Amun Ra Squad, and the founder of the Pseudo Killers, and the honorary member of Kofi Piesie research team. So now when you mention Kofi Piesie research team, you have to think and mention and utter Ankh West's name in the Kofi Piesie research team umbrella as well. And he also is a part of volume 1. If you hadn't got volume 1, Ankh West wrote the dedicated forward for volume 1, as well as our other Mossi brother, Benjamin Njie, who also wrote the dedicated forward in volume 1. Volume 2, we have brother Jehuti Ma'at, who's a member of the Seshew Netcher, and we'll go to the Seshew Netcher right here. Seshew Netcher, the Seshew Ma'ani Netcher group. That is the group that me, Shawn, Herit, Shawn Khalfani, who was a member, and Sutekh, who's also a member on the panel. We are part of the Seshew Netcher. Sutekh, you want to kind of tell them, if they're not familiar, who the Seshew Ma'ani Netcher is? The Jehuti, who wrote the dedicated forward, is a member of New Black Knowledge, MBK, and he's also a member of the Seshew Ma'ani Netcher. But go ahead, Sutekh. Sutekh still on here? He gone?
No, he hopped off.
Oh, okay. Well, this group is a group of men and females who is trying to become a scribe. We specialize in the Seshew Netcher. We study the Rani Kemet, which is the language, and the writing script, which is the Seshew Netcher. We have so many videos on there where we show you that we can actually read those what y'all call hieroglyphs. We can transliterate and translate those glyphs into the target language that we speak. And so we can get what they say instead of looking at a Faulkner, looking at a Wallace E. Budge, what's the other brother everybody always mentioned, and now I can't even think of his name. I got a couple of his books on my shelves right now. So we don't have to look at the Egyptologists, which a lot of, we even show on there that we actually correct a lot of their misinformation when they're translating it. So go to that channel, Seshew Ma'ani Netcher. If you hadn't, please go and subscribe to that channel as well. So we are continuing to work. We're going to continue the work of our ancestors. We appreciate y'all's support. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all for rooting for us to win. We even appreciate the people that don't even support us, man. Like, you know, I had an issue with that one point in time, but I love y'all too. The people that don't support, the people that hate, man, hey, I love y'all too, man. Keep on hating, keep on supporting. We gonna keep doing what we doing over here. We gonna stay in our own lane. We gonna do what we supposed to do. We gonna set the example for our community. We gonna set the example for our babies. We gonna set the example for the our next generation, man. Any of you brothers got anything else, man, before we end the stream? But yeah, please go and support these platforms. Please go and support. Please go and subscribe.
Now, as City used to say, we booked. Pun intended. Grab volume 1, grab volume 2, man. Make sure you subscribe to all these channels, and we appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just, glad to be a part of the squad. I appreciate I appreciate all the support from everybody. Glad to be a part of the fam. And I'm just, ready to, really get on it in terms of, writing and research. And shoot, I'm gonna have a second joint to you probably later today too. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm just glad to be here. And just, ready to work.
Yeah, no doubt. T'Challa, Vasa, one of y'all got anything, man, before we sign out, man? My son is calling me like crazy.
Nah, go ahead, Vasa. I see you done got up on here looking like Sub-Zero, so go ahead.
What's up, everybody? I got my baby girl back. Katie, say hi to the people. You live while you ignoring people. I ain't doing too much. I'm just teasing her while y'all was talking.
Yeah, I unshared it, so she looking like, please stop, daddy, please, looking like a ninja.
Oh yeah, that's why I put it on when she see me with my mask on. She just walked away like, why you got to be the one that look basically extra? Like, I don't know. I'm just obeying the law.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, we like I said, man, we definitely, let me share my screen again, man. We definitely, man, appreciate, man, the support, man. We really do, man. We can't say that enough, man. We appreciate y'all, man. And please, if you hadn't got volume, I don't know what's going on. Okay. If you hadn't got volume 1, please go get volume 1. And if you hadn't pre-ordered volume 2, go get volume 2. And I'll be putting them off in the mail, man. It's on KofiPiesie.tv.com. If y'all interested in Kofi Piesie TV, you want to book Kofi Piesie TV, a Kofi Piesie research team. Excuse me, if you want to book Kofi Piesie research team, or you want to reach us for anything, again, go to info@KofiPiesie.tv.com. Again, that's info@KofiPiesie.tv.com. To reach us, just email. That's our official email address. If you want to check out some things that we got on our website, go to Kofi Piesie TV. www.KofiPiesieTV.com is our website where we sell all our products, our shirts, our books, articles. I'm gonna have to get some articles from Chris Marshall because we bring him on too, because we got to have somebody that can be able to keep up with us, because right now we in writing mode. So we in publishing mode. So this brother has already been, established author, writer. So he's already doing the things that we doing over here. So he's a great fit, and a great fit, and he's in his own lane. So, he's not gonna be left behind. So, so we appreciate, man. We'll, like I said, I appreciate the brother being a part of the team, man. We appreciate everybody, man. But yeah, go to the website. I got to get some of his articles up on there, and I got to put some new stuff on there. And then our book conversation that we have, I have to post that up there because I want to take the other one down and put a new book list. We got the book list up there, but actually put the official video that we did. I just hadn't had time to do some stuff that I need to do. Even put up some articles by Shawn. Some more tests. We got tests up there already. If you want to go take a quiz, me and Shawn, it's 4 quizzes up there. You can go look at the video. and take the quiz on there. You know, we had people to win the book that took the last quiz. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to put some more stuff up there and put some other quizzes to give people opportunity to actually win the book. But one of the publications I will say, I'll say my children publication. I'll just say that people that the first 10, I'll say the first 10 people that show me that they got volume 1, volume 2, they'll get a free book. So 10 people will get free 10. I'll give away 10 free books to 10 people that show me that they got volume 1 and volume 2. That was a good idea that Brother Vasa brought to my attention. He didn't give. Go ahead.
While you there, I was listening to the show. I just couldn't jump in. I think he said his brother Aziz. If I'm saying that.
Brother Aziz. Mm-hmm.
You said he spoke Wolof?
Yeah, he spoke.
You might want to get with him to see if we can verify those few words before you push the button on that.
Oh, well, yeah. You're right. But now, is that for the children book? Or I'm so all over the place because we got so much stuff. Okay, yeah, it's for the children. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's real simple. Just get that proper name, and you should be good. Set in stone for that for sure.
Yep. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hit it when I get up off of here, man, and make sure what we got, man, is actually right, man, which is a publication coming out at the end. No, that's the man. I'm getting all the books mixed up, but anyway.
I got to hold down the fort since the other brothers didn't. Part 2 is not better than part 1. It's just as good as part 1, and part 2 is just as good as part 1. They both great.
They both great now. You know, I'm just saying, just
on the team because he got all his copies and we still stuck with volume 1s at all. They stunting on us right now.
Yeah. Hold on, let me
to the audience, both volumes, and as they grow, you'll see how it all comes together. And it's a beautiful thing. I'll be quiet.
Oh no, you good.
I'll get you running around.
You good. I'm gonna show the real quick show. Hold on if I can. Am I still sharing? Y'all?
No, I don't look like it.
Okay, well, can y'all see me? Can the people see me out there?
Yeah, they can see. Yeah, they can see the camera. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, we got the books, but I got the book backwards. But this is volume 1. This is volume 2. So like I said, we have 50 pre-order copies. It's not on Amazon. It'll be released on the 14th on Amazon. So we have the copies. So, you know, I got the books. What you saying? They need to order. Yeah, they need to order the book. What? So if the books are saying y'all need to get y'all orders in, right?
Hey, Kofi, did it balance out to be in the same size book, or is there a difference?
It looks, when I took a picture, it looks different. The volume 2 is thicker than volume 1, but when I take a picture, for some reason, volume 2 the book look a little bit smaller, but it's the same sizes, but the pages are a little bit thicker in volume 2 than it is in volume 1. But it's the same size. It's the same. Yep, the same size, but
and I meant that towards page numbers, really. Is it the same amount of page numbers? Did it balance out the same? Because I think the way we divided this one up with separating the introductory part from the actual book itself, as far as page count.
Yeah.
I wondered how it balanced out the total page.
Yeah. I'll look in a minute. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to call my son back in a minute, man. Okay, that's Chris about the but man, that's it, man. Again, man, I won't say black, and because I got to go in a minute. I got to go I got some people here that actually want some books, so I'm finna have to leave in a minute and go sell some books if they ain't capping. I know 2 people is serious, so I'm gonna have to get off here, man, so I can go get these. I want to talk to you serious, so I can put books in their hands, man. But first, again, I want to say Black African Power, man. I want to say Shemim Hotep. Shemim Hotep just means to depart in peace. You know, we always welcome you with peace. So we want you to depart in peace. Again, we appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate the support, man. We appreciate the love, man. And stay tuned, man, for Kofi Piesie research team. We got a lot more in store. We'll see y'all next week. Same time, same channel. And yeah, go get those publications, man. We'll leave y'all, man, with this dope video, man. Peace, man. We out.
Peace.
Oh, hold on. I'm finna do it again. Golly.
You got the volume on?
Yeah.